Channel. Hi, I'm Izzy. Today I wanted to talk about what is going on. We just had the government reopen last week, and it has been affecting the markets ridiculously. Like the S&P 500 is going down, other stocks and trades are going down. What we're seeing in the news is the likelihood, even Bitcoin's going down, Ethereum, other stocks. And I'm saying this to say is that things that were places for Americans to put their money are getting kind of, I don't want to say defunded, but that capital isn't going there anymore, which means it's going somewhere else. Right now, there's a prediction that the American dollar is going to get tanked. And our inflation rates are crazy. Our home mortgages are crazy. Our rents are they're crazy. Our employment tax, how we're getting taxed is crazy. And if you're not woke yet in 2025, you're really selectively choosing to be numb. You're choosing to be ignorant, or you're choosing to not see what is really going on in the big picture. And a point that I want to make in 2025, especially going into 2026, if you don't know what Project 2025 is for the president's administration that's currently in office, what playbook they're following, I will put that link in the description of this video. Project 2025 was a whole campaign from the Conservative Heritage Foundation to basically regress, change a lot of laws, change a lot of things so that it could work for them who are going to be in office, this administration, this future. They have defunded like so many global causes for the world, for the economy, for the globe, for Antarctica, for the ocean, for solar power, and they're switching back to older types of fuel power and other things, and electricity, which means they control our electricity more, which means they could charge us more for it because they're taking away our ability to create our solar energy panels here for ourselves. And that was something that was widespreading, but they increased the prices to be able to use solar panels. They increased the prices for those things so that we can use electricity from elsewhere, and we are getting taxed up the wazoo to do that. The service charges are crazy. So what I'm trying to say is, as an American, as an individual that's just living your life, like, how do you navigate all this, right? And for me, what really helps me is to just stay informed in 2025. So I'll link Project 2025 there because it goes far more than just defunding women's policies for their reproductive rights, trying to abolish gay rights again, trans rights, anything that has to do with global like health, like anything with the globe and like climate change and all that, like they undid all of it. So like if you don't know this, please become informed, because that is one thing that nobody can take away from you, is your ability to know the truth, your ability to find the truth and see the truth. Because once you know truth, then you can decide what you're going to do next. I can't tell anybody or tell you to do what you're going to do in 2025 with all this baloney, but I can tell you to stay informed, okay? I'll also link what's called Project Esther, which is basically a whole handbook, also like Project 2025 that's out there, which was created to censor the American people, to censor social media. And it's the same thing. It's a playbook from the same conservative administration that is going to be used by this administration to censor Americans and anything that's outside the agenda. And that being said, I'll link that below, but don't be surprised that an Israeli's billionaire relative owns TikTok, one of the biggest apps that Americans use and that our youth uses now, because they want to filter out what we know. what we know. But if you can use the internet, you can use YouTube, you can read real history, I would say start following along, and stay informed in 2025, just so that you actually have a leg up. Because knowing what's going on in your country is going to help you decide how you should move forward in the future. That includes with your finances, okay? One thing that really upset me in 2025 is I was angry at the billionaires, the elite, the wealthy. I really wanted to see what are they doing? Who's giving them money? Why are they in power? And I'm telling you, like it's almost like a black hole that runs deep of, I don't want to call it secret societies, but when you're in certain classes and you're in certain society in life, like they just are so intermingled with, I would like to say, like just either conspiring together, working together, networking together. We're out of the network, you know. 90% of Americans are out of the network of what's going on with all of our money. And I don't want to say it's all of our money, because wealthy people do pay taxes, and sadly they pay them at a higher bracket than we do, which means that they pay a lot more than us. But also they also get loopholes, which means that some of their income is not being taxed. There's a lot going on right now, but what I will say is financially too, this is a wake-up call for Americans, because we're with less, right? So how are we supposed to be more if we have less? And this is a question that I'm going to leave you to answer for yourself. Is spiritually, you have to look within and say, who am I? What is my purpose? And I'm going to either try to live in peace and maximize that purpose no matter what the outcome's going to be. If you're struggling with dinero, you're struggling with making your ends meet, I would also look and see where you can, you know, become an entrepreneur and find some way and outlet income to start making money back and start profiting too. It's sad to say, but the religion of the American people is capitalism, is money. And this is something that we don't like now that it's in our face. But I know for a fact it's something that we put up there. It's like that Halsey song where she says, I put you up there. We put ourselves in this situation because we put these things on the pedestal. We put the Instagrams, the lifestyle, the luxury, the traveling, the this, the that, the instant this, the convenience of Amazon, everything, the technology, everything convenience, everything quick. And this is the repercussion. So we have to, as a people, take accountability for what we have done and know how we want to moving forward. I'm not saying that you have to be okay with elites robbing anybody of their money, but at the same time, everyone pays dues at every level. And also this is the religion that we put on the pedestal, and it shouldn't be. Where is community? So I just urge you to find community within your community, which is here. Welcome to my channel again. I'm Izzy. But also within I live in Queens, tri-state area. So I go out there and network wherever I can and mingle and talk to people. So don't separate yourself from your community, and also see where you can be active. I went to 2 protests in the last few months, and one of them was for ICE. Another one was for fascism from the gay pride parade. Be active in your community. Don't just be Americans that complain and do nothing. Like, you have your freedom and you have rights. Please do something with them. Okay? If you need, you write letter to a congressperson, email them. Choose where to put your little tip money to whatever party that you want to vote for. I truly believe that politics are rigged, and that's hard to say, but politics are at this level, and my spirituality is at this level, and I know that the kids are always going to fight. And that's what politics are. It's just kids fighting about who wants to be in control, who's better at controlling, who's better at giving the people what they want while getting what they want. And I'm not necessarily all for it. But please stay aware in 2025, going into 2026. Please be active wherever you can. Please love each other. Please be kind. I will be back on here soon to talk more because I really want to talk about Jesus and who he really was as an individual, a woke individual that was killed for his beliefs, for what he stood for. So if you want to hear some of that, I'm rushing because I have to do something. If you want to hear some more of that, tune into the next episode, okay? God bless.